Uh.
Man, it is Saturday, man.
What's
It is
happening?
my favorite day of the week. What's happening with you? Look, man, I am Isaac, one half of the Under No Conditions podcast with my wonderful co-host, Tiyana, aka Church Lady. Let's do it white. Hey, we
Let's
back
get it.
at it again today, man. What's going on? How's everybody doing? How's your week, T Money?
It was good, man. You know what? I had some things I had to take care of, but we hustled through, right? How was
Hey, man.
yours?
Hey, that's what we do, man. Hey,
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out when I'm gonna get this $3. But
Hey, man, let me tell you what happened this weekend, man.
oh, tell
See,
me about it.
you know that tornado that hit Florida, but then Georgia got like a little pinch of it, man.
Ah,
It's raining. We ain't got no lights, man. The ATM machine down. I can't even get you your money, man. Can't even get it. And they don't know when the ATM machine's gonna come back up.
hey, you see how she emphasized the ATM machines,
They
right?
don't know when them joints
Hey,
coming
man,
back.
they got banks, man. You can find one, man. You can pull out that credit
Man,
card
banks can't
anytime.
even get in the lock, because they got the safety lock on the door. They can't even get in, man. We don't even know how when we gonna eat again.
we don't even know what's going on, man, but
But
we
I
gonna
did
figure it
buy,
out.
I did buy an iPad case. But you know what I'm saying? But that's neither here, that's neither
And she
here nor
talk
there.
about she can't get to the ATM machines.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
she starting already. Hey, we got a good show today, man. Today
Yes,
we're
it
gonna
is.
talk about trauma bonding in relationships when you don't even know that you're in a relationship based on your past trauma. How about that?
Sound good to me. Let's get it.
Hey, man, look, trauma bonding. Hey, that's a whole love language within itself.
It definitely is, man.
Cause
It's definitely a new term that people started using. I think maybe in the last 4 to 5 years, especially with COVID. You realize a lot of people trauma bonded through COVID.
a lot of people realized that it was trauma bonding and let go of their relationships also
That's
through
true,
that
man.
process.
A lot of
And
marriages ended, right?
yeah, a lot of mergers, a lot of relationships,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of alcoholics emerged, a lot of substance abuse,
Yep.
um
What about
heightened
physical abuse? You think
um
that?
spousal abuse, suicide
Yes.
rates went up,
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, doing trauma bonding, we really feel like it's love. I know I did. Like feeling like I'm in a relationship, that serotonin, man, get the moving through your body and everything starts feeling good. But at some points in that relationship, right, everything hits a wall. And then you gotta deal with yourself because it's like I want to go from one thing to the next thing without having to really deal with the necessary issues that I know I need to deal with.
True. Absolutely.
So many times what happens when we get in these feel we call I call them feel good relationships, and
Mm-hmm.
then we can't figure out why they don't last because we don't deal with the real issues that we need to deal with in order for us to grow as human beings, as people.
Yeah, I think with trauma bonding, you kind of just connect, and it's like y'all talk, y'all have so much in common, things is just going well until somebody in that trauma bond situation is like, "Hey, this ain't healthy for both of us. This just ain't," and they pull away, and then there you go, Then you
E-
move on into a next trauma bonding situation, unfortunately.
Exactly. It's like moving up, stepping up the ladder. You just stepping up the ladder and you just looking back, but you just stepping on faith. And many times what happens is that we destroy many good relationships,
Friendships too.
and we destroy many friendships, and we don't even know how to get back to it.
Yeah.
So my question is, how do you recognize when you're in a relationship based on your trauma and your history? That's the question.
I think I think that's difficult when you kind of in it. I think, like I said before, I think we live uh backwards because we live our lives, but sometimes we don't really understand what was going on until
Hmm.
we are out of it. But I think people trauma bond a lot of times because of the commonality. There's a commonality there, and we just mistake that for, oh, this is my person. They let's just say they love to drink, you know what I mean? They love to go party on Saturday night. They don't have, a little, they cool with paying the rent 10 days late. Their mama, they ain't have a relationship with their mama. Their dad wasn't nothing, and that's where we connect on that level. But when you think about it, there's nothing outside of what those factors are. We really don't have nothing. But we've learned to love each other, or we fallen in love with each other based on these five things, not in a person in their entirety. So when you start to pull away and not have those five things, let's just say you start having a relationship with your mom. Now that's making me uncomfortable because I still ain't got one of mine. You know what I mean? When you're not drinking all the time, th- that's a problem with me. I'm still gonna go out and party and drink, and I think that's where things start to fail. And then in hindsight, you realize, man, we just was trying to get through suffering together.
You said it right there. It's more about being in a situation ship versus a
Period.
relationship and suffering through each other's pain. Because once we start having a conversation and those commonality issues start to play a part in what we do, you begin to feel like it can work
Yeah.
because of those common issues that you both are familiar with. Like you said, I don't have a great relationship with my mom. My dad ain't there. All my baby daddies ain't nothing. My
Right.
baby mom's, she a piece of, you know what I'm saying? And it becomes familiar, right? So that's what attracts you.
Yeah.
But guess what? That's the same thing that destroys you.
Right. When a
Because
relationship has a foundation of trauma, it's never gonna be solid.
it's we hope it's going to be solid. We hope that it becomes solid sometimes, right?
Hmm.
And many times it doesn't, because the thing that we need to hold on is the thing that's going to hurt us.
Absolutely.
So for me, when I'm in even friendships, friendships can be based on trauma.
True.
And for me, I had to be very careful in what type of friendships I develop based on trauma and my own personal history. Because what happens, it develops into a really false sense of trust
Yes.
and a false sense of love. And like you say, when it runs its course,
What do we have?
what do we have? We fighting every day. We fussing every day. We fussing over the fact that you moved the ashtray.
Right. Small stuff.
Or you forgot, you put one sock in the dirty clothes hamper and forgot the other,
Right.
or you left the soap in the tub. Like, things are so this really fixable. How about that?
Yeah.
Things that we can fix, things that we can adjust in our daily habits and our behaviors. But those are the things that we start making issues. Or
Yeah.
what time you come in the house? Where you going? Who you talking to? What's that? Why you got to put that on? Where you going? I'm gonna go with you. Now it's a whole nother situation
Right.
that in the beginning we really start thinking like, oh, this is cute. Oh, they
Yeah.
love me. Man, I don't love you, man. Don't you know, man? I'm trying to recover from this trauma and trying not to even deal with it. That's what
Yeah.
that's what we should be saying to each other.
Exactly.
You know
Cause
what I'm
I'm
saying?
I'm
Hey,
able to cope. I'm able to use you as a coping mechanism.
you
I
be
can't you can't use
exactly.
another human being as a coping mechanism because human beings we change. We evolve. You know
When
what I
you
mean? So that like I said, the day that you start talking to your mom and I'm left out of the equation because I'm still not talking to mine, I'm pissed. Or I'm hating, or I'm making you feel bad because now you like, what, me and my mom try to build a relationship together. Now we don't have nothing to connect on. Now the foundation is starting to unravel or starting to break.
you have nothing to connect with. How about this? How about the guy that's attracted to the girl that's just like his mom,
Mm,
and he begin to think that what he didn't get from his mom, he may have a chance to get from this young lady.
Yeah, that's deep, man. Now, see, look, see, now I got to put my psychologist hat on, because now we going deep. You know what I'm saying? Let me get my
Right.
degree. Let me pull my degree up
Yeah, I'm getting ready to pull
that I
mine
got
out too, man.
online.
Yeah. Hey, man, mine on the wall. Yours just
I
in the iPad, man. We
I
gonna
know
figure it out
I
though.
got mine
Is it
online to
real?
Timu.
Hey, man, email it to me, man. Let me
Bet, bet. I got mine online at Timu, y'all. If y'all want one, y'all want a degree, it's at Timu.com.
yeah.
Nah, but
Let's.
man,
That's
that's some real stuff, man.
what about the young lady? All she saw was her mom having multiple men,
Mm.
and she began to develop her own insights and just thought that was love, and
Man, it's
don't even realize that that's the ultimate form of trauma.
Man, this it in hindsight, I'll tell you this from a relationship, and I can speak from experience. I was in a relationship with a guy who felt like if we weren't arguing every day, if we weren't going through the I block you, you block me, I hang up, you hang up, I didn't love him. And I just thought that was a woman thing. I'm gonna be honest. I just thought that was some stuff that we as women kind of go through, but men are dealing with trauma too, just as much as
Exactly.
we are. And sometimes I think we like to isolate it to a sex, like only men do this, only women do that. Man, it's a
No,
lot of brothers out here hurting. It's a lot of brothers out here hurting. And like you said, looking for his partner to be his mom or what he thinks a mom should be. And that's a hell of a lot of weight to put on somebody. What you think?
it's a lot of weight because you're going into that relationship empty, and you're trying to fulfill a void. You don't even know what the void is.
And you're not
You
responsible
know,
for
you're
it.
not even responsible for it. And what you don't realize as you become an adult and you begin to grow and you begin to learn how to heal, what happens is you realize it's not half of it's not even your fault.
Not at all.
However, you carry that. You carry that weight, you carry that guilt, you carry that hurt, and you carry it in every relationship that you can get in. It benefits you.
Yeah.
It could be short term or long term. Like you said, like if me ain't fussing, if I ain't hanging up on him, or if I ain't walking out when he pissed me off, if I ain't not calling him for 3 days, you think that's love? That's
It's not.
trauma.
It
That
is.
ain't love. It ain't nothing love. Ain't nothing lovely about that.
It's a false sense of security
Yeah,
through an act
if
of abuse, because that's
yeah,
abuse.
if it's like when we talk about men, if I ain't put my hands on you,
Yeah,
if if I'm not taking the car keys, if I'm telling you you can't go somewhere, if I'm telling you if you do this, I'm gonna do that. We be thinking that's cute in the beginning. Oh, he love me. No,
it's
he's
not.
in survival mode. She's
Yeah,
in survival mode.
man.
And a lot of
Survival mode.
right, and a lot of relationships become survival mode for both parties, and a lot of times we don't even realize it. And then it's like when it's over, the first thing we say as individuals that ain't no good men out here, or
Right.
men ain't nothing, or women, they're a piece of whatever. But honestly speaking, many of our relationships starts from trauma,
Yeah.
and we bond through that trauma because in the beginning it feels real good. It's like a safety net.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like what you said, with it being a safety net, because then I'm letting you know my experiences. So if I go out here and do the same thing or I respond the same way, it covers me because you already know what I'm capable of or what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? And you accept that.
It not only covers you, you don't even have to be responsible for it. Because what
Period.
happens now, you make me responsible for your trauma, and I make you responsible for my trauma. And in that process, we are both practicing fight or flight methods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I got that. Yeah.
And we don't even realize it. And let's add some kids to the bunch.
Oh man. Oh man.
Huh?
Oh man.
What? Yeah,
Oh
man.
man. Yeah. So we got two adults that are dysfunctional. We got little kids watching the dysfunction, and now we created a generational line of dysfunctional kids that are going to grow up and see the same thing and realize or think that that's okay. So now it's a generational thing.
It's a generational thing. Think about this. Now we so caught up in the trauma bonding. When you have your child, or we have our child, now it ain't even about you no more. It's about the child.
It is. Should be.
Now, how you measure that? Now we're not giving each other attention.
Yeah.
You ain't cute no more. I ain't handsome. I ain't sexy.
Right. None of that.
Today, man, I ain't shit.
Right.
You
I
understand
ain't
what I'm
never gonna
saying?
be. I ain't
I
never
ain't
gonna
gonna
be
be.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it gets to that. Now you put me out. I don't want to go. Now you gotta call the police.
Oh
Now we gotta
man.
order protection.
Yeah. Now the courts done got
Now the
involved with
courts
us
got
and our
involved in it.
children. Yeah.
All because we met based on familiarity of trauma.
And somebody in that equation decided they didn't want to do this no more. I still say that. I still feel like in those situations, somebody comes up, even if it's just an inch higher, and they're like, nah, I'm pulling away from whether they conscious of it or not. But there's a change because now we got a kid in the picture. I'm not gonna be cussing you out, fighting you all night and blocking you and all of this stuff. I got a baby to attend to. So I put you on the back burner, not in the sense of that I don't want to be with you or I don't love you, but I can't engage in that negativity because I got a little person looking at everything I do or that needs me more than you do.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I don't want you because now I gotta put on. I can't focus on you and the baby because I don't have it in me to do both.
To do both. That's it.
So I need to create a whole nother space to get you out of here.
Mm, that too. I okay. I see
Right?
that.
I
Right.
got to create a whole nother space to get you out here. Now I got to destroy your life to try to save my life, or to try to think that I'm saving my life because I need to
Wow.
be the best parent I can to this baby. However, what's happening is that what I know, I'm gonna teach that child, and then that child's going to be a splitting image of me.
Yeah.
And then, when they 2, 3, 4, and 5 years old, they talking back, spitting, hitting, slapping. That's
Yeah.
cute.
It's funny.
Yeah, that's
Oh, they
funny.
just they just a kid. He only 3. Okay.
Look at little Day Day. He's so cute.
Right.
He
Hitting his
don't listen.
sister.
He don't listen, girl.
Right. Hitting his sister,
All
rush
that.
hours and doing too much, you know what I mean, in
All
school,
that.
spitting like you said. And then now Day 24 years old doing the same thing. And you mama at home crying. I didn't raise him like that. You did.
And for his fathers, you know, the irony of that is that our fight or flight is that we just shut down, and then at that point we don't even want no parts of it.
Yeah.
So now we suffering it internally. We know, okay, I need to be there for that child. However, I'm not I'm not emotionally and mentally equipped to deal with both phases that has been created through trauma,
Right. Right.
because now I'm gonna have to walk back into an environment that the trauma has not stopped,
Hmm.
or it may have shifted. Now I want to be a father and I want to discipline this child, but because our common bond is trauma, you won't even let me discipline our child,
Yeah. That's deep, man. I never looked at it from a male perspective like that.
right? So
Yes.
so now, you know, I'm just not gonna show up. I'm not gonna show up. I may be cool with just paying child support. I may
Yeah.
I may do that. And on top of that, guess what? I ain't gonna be single too long. How
I
about
was
that
getting
one?
ready to say that.
How
Get ready to
about
say
that one?
that. Yeah.
I'm
And
going right.
sometimes
I'm going right
become
back into another situation.
but and sometimes become an even better father to the next situation if she got kids.
Oh yeah, I'm stepping in it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
crazy,
stepping in it.
man.
And that's a whole different level of trauma, because now what I can't do for mine, I'm gonna do for yours.
Hmm.
And you know what else happens? Now you're not used to that happening. So now your expectations is through the roof,
Right.
right? Now at some point I begin to try to build a relationship with the son that, I stepped out of his life. Now because I've been with you and I've been doing these things for you and your kids, now all of a sudden you don't want my kid in your life.
Oh man, he can't come over here.
Yeah, he can't come here, man.
Nah, that nah.
Or if
And
I'm over
dudes
there,
and
if I'm
dudes
over there,
allow
I'm over
that to
there too long.
happen.
I'm
Right,
over there too long.
right.
What took you so long? Hey man, we just talking. I'm just telling stories, man.
Hey, but that's the truth though. That's the truth. That's how it is a lot of times, unfortunately.
And unfortunately, many times we never recover,
Yeah.
and recovering takes work. It takes some of us. It takes a professional, and sometimes it takes it takes you to be an adult,
Mm.
right?
Now
And
say it again. It takes you to be a what?
an adult,
That's it.
and a lot of times through that process, it's like it's like the little boy in the man's body.
I mentioned this one time before on the show. I learned from a therapist that you see a person that's, let's just say, 30 years old, but they act like they 22. You can normally trace their age back to their last traumatic experience. So you
Yeah.
meet a man, he's 30, but at 22, he had the worst breakup of his life. He never healed from it. He went through his whole phase. He sexed everybody that wasn't nailed down, whatever, and he continued that behavior for years. Then he meets you. You just happen to be the lucky one. Now he wants to change, but you still dealing with all that trauma
Hey man,
because he's still stuck in a 22-year-old's mindset because of his last act of trauma that wasn't healed.
I'm getting ready to
And
take you. I'm getting ready to take you off the show, man. You telling my story.
my mother has always taught me, from a religious point of view, God can't bless you beyond your last act of obedience. You can't grow beyond your last healed act of trauma. You just can't. You continue to put layers over it, get a little bit better. Then you do something and knock you back down. Then you put it scabbing over, you pull the scab off. You can't move forward until you recognize that there's some things that need to be healed. And a lot of times, especially in our community, we have situations where dads come around when the kids 18, 30, 25, 45, it don't matter. But the father wants to forget about what happened in the past. Things happen, but here we are now. I got it. Things happen, here we are now. But let's unpack this thing
Yeah, you got you
so
got
that
you
I
got
can get healed.
you got to get the shovel. You got to
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
You got to go get it,
And
man. You
be
got to
honest
get the
about some
shovel,
things.
and you got to dig, and you got to be honest, and it has to be uncomfortable, and you got to move, and you have to move through that process, right, at the pace that you need to move through it. However, you have to be honest, and you know you got to be really honest about it. Not only honest is that you got to commit to it. It's a
Right.
commitment at that point, because now it's like, okay, let me see what you really about. Let me see if you say you are who you are in that
Mhm.
process. And then many times what happens is, especially with boys, based on my own personal experience and me working in correctional facilities for so many years, right? Boys don't even want to have a part of being in their father's lives,
Mhm.
because what happens is, and I had I had a guy tell me, right, he was in his mid 40s, and he was incarcerated, and we was having a great conversation, and he was telling me, he said, through all his mother's trauma, right, she almost raised me as if she wanted me to be her husband.
Wow.
And I understood that.
Hmm.
And what happens a lot of times is, with men, if we don't get in the proper network, and it's the same for women, you know, get in the network,
Hmm.
developing safe spaces where you can start uncovering some layers and working through that process. and understanding that every relationship that you move forward in for the rest of your life, whether it's friendships, whether you your companions, whether your lovers, whether your boyfriend and girlfriend, whether you decide to tie the night, right? Trauma's going to come with it.
Yeah.
So you have to make a decision on, you know, how many bags you're willing to unpack, because we all have baggage.
We all do.
Some a little heavier than others.
Right.
However, are the both of you willing to sit down and have that very uncomfortable conversation? Because to be honest with you, right? I'm not responsible for your daddy not being in your life.
True.
So I don't want it in mine. And you're not responsible for what my mom may do for me.
Right.
I'm grown. I need to deal with that. I don't need to bring that with me when I come. And I have, I'm honest about it. I don't, it has to get to a point where when you be an adult, you just got to put some things on the table, and it's gonna be uncomfortable and they may hurt.
And they may walk away.
Exactly. And you know what? And be okay when they walk away. Be okay when they walk away. See, because somebody can be telling you about their trauma that may re-trigger. How about that in your healing process?
Yeah.
Something that you know what you thought you had worked through or you had worked through, but this individual it is has had so much trauma, it just brought you back to a place where you know what, now I got to start all over again.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's difficult.
It's very difficult. However, it's doable. Yes. Do you want to do it? Do you
That's
want
the
to go through that
question.
process? That's the
That's
question.
that's the question. Do you
Because
want to do it?
some people use trauma, they hold on to trauma to continue to be a victim also.
Oh man. Oh man. Yes. That's that victim mentality on everything. Everybody did me wrong. They left. So I got my baby father ain't this, he ain't that. But what decisions did you make? What decisions did you make? Another thing
Oh
I
my
heard
gracious.
somebody say, we got to stop telling our girls men ain't shit. We got to stop telling them that. We got to stop telling them all they want to do is this. They want to sleep with you. No, what you have to teach your daughter is to select, first of all, know her value and select partners that can complement that. Stop telling these girls men ain't shit. Now there's a lot of dudes out here that ain't, but you gotta teach your daughter to have self-worth so that she
Exactly.
can maneuver through those niggas who ain't, you know, trying to really be something and meet somebody that compliments her, you know?
But in that process, and you and I, we have these kind of conversations off the
I
air
know what you're gonna say.
all the time.
I know what you're gonna say.
Sometimes, man, we just gotta let them fail.
That's true. Man. Oh man.
Hey, man, your daughter, my daughter 37, man. When she bring one and I see him, I already know.
You already know. Hey, listen, I was gonna talk to you too. Harmony went through her first heartbreak this week. And this week, I mean literally this week, man. And that was the roughest, hardest uh time that I couldn't hover. I couldn't call that person mom, go off on them, all that stuff. I really just had to just listen. Cause she didn't need me to go off and throw fuel to the fire. Cause I could have told her I knew from the beginning, baby. Now I will tell her at some point. Right now I had to learn as a parent, be sensitive to that. It wasn't the time.
She already know when she look at this broadcast later on.
Hey, hey, cut it,
Hey
cut
man,
it.
yeah, I'm gonna edit this piece out, y'all.
No,
Y'all
I'm
might
joking. No, no, but she,
that's
but
a deal right
after
there.
talking and
Yeah,
working through, it was hard. Like you said, long story short, it's hard as a parent to let your kids kind of go through what they got to go through, but you know, tying back into the trauma, I think when we have those experiences, we have feelings and we leave them unaddressed,
we leave
it
them on the
creates
dress.
trauma. Because
Exactly.
my daughter came home when it first happened, and my daughter laughs when she upset. She laughs a lot, like I don't care, whatever, woo woo woo, it ain't my business, whatever. All that lingo the kids
Yeah,
say. And I when she calmed down, I said, I know you. I know what you do when you hurt. I know that you laugh. I know that you make jokes of it. But I'm gonna tell you this: if it hurt like hell, cry about it. Feel whatever type of way. If you want to call the person tomorrow, and try to work it out. If you don't, but embrace how you feel in this moment or these moments. Don't ignore them because you trying to be Billy. I
Exactly.
don't care. You know what I mean? But also,
Exactly.
but you know what she said to me? She was like, but mom, I'm just trying to, be as tough and strong as you. And most parents would take
Ooh,
that as a compliment, but it didn't come as a
ooh.
compliment. You know what I'm saying? She didn't mean it that way, of course, but
Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know after the show, man. I'm gonna have to spend a half an hour
in
with church
therapy.
lady, man, therapy, man, because this gonna be a deep one here, man.
Yeah,
This
all
one,
right, but
yeah,
we ain't gonna talk about that no more. But
hey,
it,
man, she
but
get ready to cry. Y'all know she covered up, man. Hey, man, it's all right, man. If you gotta let them things go, you gotta let them things go. Hey,
but it
because
but it taught me something because I
it took
said,
right.
okay, she's thinking that because I don't cry or she don't see me get emotional, that's normal. So when I told her you gotta embrace how you feel, she like, damn, you don't do that. You
Hey,
know what I mean?
man,
Not knowing. That's what she was saying to me.
yeah, exactly. And I've learned how to listen. And when mine tell me certain things about my character,
Hmm.
it hit.
Yeah. Don't it though?
It hit because like they be feeling like, man, dad, nothing penetrates you. But he
Yeah.
no. When I when I walk out that door, man, I carry the weight of the world on my
On your
shoulders.
shoulders. Yeah.
And you know, as parents, we just do the best that we can.
That's it.
And really, I always say, it's a lot of punk ass parents out there.
It is.
Yeah, we be having these conversations, man. Like
It is.
y'all,
I'ma
y'all
keep
should jump in
talking to
some of these
you.
sessions off the air, man, because we get
Yes,
we
man.
get funky and dirty.
We do. We get wild.
And it's like, no. And I'm happy that you allowed yourself, because at that moment, it wasn't about your daughter. It really
Hmm.
was about you.
Yeah.
Because we be wanting to save them.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we don't teach them how to get through this, because it's going to happen again,
Always gonna happen. Yeah.
without being distorted, right? And still having a love for themselves as a person, and not change their character and not change who they are because of the person that they thought of interest
Hmm.
wasn't where they want to be, we done our job.
Right. Right.
Because, like, I explained in a few episodes, when I got hurt for the first time, oh man, I went sex crazy. I
Yeah.
shut down, man.
It changed you.
Oh boy, let me tell you
Yeah.
something. I ain't love you. Talking about trauma, you talking about being like my first episode of being, I ain't talking about loving you. I'm talking about being in love. And that thing hit me, and I never forget it, man. My mom, she had to watch me go through that.
Mm.
But I told myself, man, I ain't never falling in love again.
Yeah.
And something in me just turned off.
Instantly, right?
Boom.
Yeah.
And I had to work through that, man.
Do you feel like because of that trauma, you kind of push some of that trauma or caused trauma in other people's lives
Oh, most
because of
definitely.
yours?
Oh, most
Okay.
oh, most definitely. It
And you,
was it was never it in many cases you know, I love the things that you did, right?
hmm
But I might have loved you for those things,
and for those things.
and those things make me feel safe, but I didn't love you.
Yeah.
See, it's a difference.
It's a difference.
And I wasn't in love with you. See, that's the big thing for me now. Like I don't want to love people. I tell
Mhm.
people don't love me. I say that all the time, and I stick by it. Hey man, don't be turning your head, man. Don't see. Hey, to our audience, we always have this conversation. She don't like when I say that. There she go. There she go. That's
All
all
right,
right.
go ahead, man. I'm
We're gonna
listening.
we're gonna we're gonna we're gonna talk after the show. But I be meaning it
Mhm.
because I don't want you to love me for the conditions of what I could do for you. Because that's a form of that's trauma bonding. Because what happens if I stop doing those things?
Do you still love me?
Do you can't do you still love me? Or or are you still in love with me?
Because there's a difference between loving
Yeah,
and
it's
being in
it's,
love.
it's look, in love is unconditional.
Should be.
It should be. Like if I lose my job, like what you gonna do? You got me?
Yeah.
Or you gonna put a time frame on it? You gonna put the condition? Or you gonna tell me, oh, I ain't taking care of you but for 3 months? Or
If I
look,
do that.
yeah, how about that? How about that? But if you lose your job, for me, where I am now, it don't matter how long it take. I got it. I
Yeah.
got it. These lights, these lights gonna stay on.
Right.
You know, we might be we might be you might be checking out.
Hey,
Shit,
one thing
man, we
about
might.
some chicken,
Hey,
black people always gonna have
hey,
some
man,
chicken in that freezer.
you might eat so much chicken, man. After you get back on your feet, you could be like, man, don't ever buy no more chicken
Don't
wings.
ever buy no more chicken. Okay? Black people gonna have some chicken in that freezer. Best
Chicken, pork, and
believe.
beans, and hot dogs, man.
Okay?
Hey, man, we
Everything.
gonna eat and some peanut butter and jelly, man.
Yes.
Hey, we
We
gonna
gonna
make
put
it do
chicken with
it.
anything. Black people put chicken with anything. We don't care. You got
Hey,
some noodles, throw some
we gonna
chicken in
make
it.
it do. We ain't gonna be hungry.
Not, but now with no chicken in the freezer,
Hey, man, we got some chicken, man. I'm gonna figure it out.
yeah, we gonna figure something out. We gonna figure something out. For real.
I'm telling you right now. Hey, man, this been a great show, man.
Yes, it
Oh,
has,
man,
y'all.
girl, you a goddamn fool, man.
You a fool,
Hey,
man.
man, I'm telling you, you might be chicken out, but guess what? You gonna eat.
You gonna eat. And listen, my father told me in college, he said, long as you got a pack of chicken, some noodles, some potatoes, and some rice, that's a meal. You can make 3 different meals.
Hey,
That's
man,
probably
look,
more.
I'm gonna give you something even better. Let me get some chicken and a couple cases of them oozes of noodles.
Yes.
We gonna make it do what it do.
Are you now? Let me ask you. You talking? You want the ones in the cup, or you talking about the ones you got to hit the pack?
Yeah, I want the ones I gotta pop it. Pop, 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 pop,
Okay, all
pop.
right,
Yeah,
okay,
give me the
bet.
ones in the
That's
pack. I
old
don't.
school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I ain't no.
Yeah.
I don't want no cut, man. Give me the ones because look. We're gonna fix it up. We're gonna throw some hot dogs up in there. We're gonna throw
Oh,
them frozen curds and
see the
peas.
little seasonings and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, we
yeah.
gonna
We're gonna
have
make it.
garlic powder,
Hey,
onion
we
powder.
gonna.
Cause you know black
Hey,
people, that's all we use.
hey. We gonna
Little
do it
salt.
all, man. But guess
Yeah,
what? In that process, if you trying to get back on your feet, I'm gonna be there.
yeah.
And you know the conditions. What I'm learning, that that's a part of the trauma.
Yeah.
When I begin to put conditions on you because now you have become a responsibility,
Keyword.
right?
You
That
no
I
longer a partner. You a
Yeah,
friend. Now you a
you're
responsibility. Now every
responsible.
time you call me, I'm thinking you need something. Because any other day I
Exactly.
pick up your calls. Hey, what's up? No problem. But now Iceman ain't got no job. I don't know, man. He might be calling because he might need
Yeah,
some money.
yeah. Now
You
become
know?
now, but that becomes part of the trauma because what happens is, and we got to be real conscious and careful about it. No matter what I did before that, don't even matter.
It doesn't.
And
That's the
that's the
crazy part.
trauma. Like
Yeah.
it don't even matter. Oh, he lost his job. Oh, he got 90 days.
Yeah.
Now guess who's under the pressure? Now guess who's really wearing the weight of the world based on that trauma.
Yeah.
That trauma and that bond. Yeah. So trauma bonding is deep. Like it has so many facets and so many angles to look at it. We just having a great conversation here tonight, but we got to get back to this one because
We got
it
to.
it gets it gets funky and it gets real, man.
Yes, it do.
And that trauma bonding destroys people, relationships, and homes.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a great show.
Yes, it has.
Hey man, y'all gotta come check us out, man.
Yes,
On
man.
the UNC podcast
Podcast.
at Gmail. Man, come on over to YouTube, man. Our Media Network, man. We got
Yes.
some shows on there. We got some shows. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I had a great interview with a guy. Your boy, man. I'm telling you what, tossing in the towel. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
man, we had a great we had a great we had a great interview
I'm
um
glad.
for Father's Day. So that'll be out next month. I'll most definitely keep you guys um up on it so you guys could check out the episode with me and my man Ant. Man, it was a great
Yes.
show.
Ain't he a cool dude?
Yeah, he a cool dude, man.
Yeah, he is. Good guy.
I got butt naked, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it was a great show. And I hope you guys check it out. Hey man, we got somebody we want spotlight today, man. Tell us
Oh
about this
yeah.
young lady, man.
All right. Let me put it on. Let me put it on, y'all. Y'all like the hat? Ain't this cute? Ain't this so cute? Well, my daughter got one a couple of months ago, and when she put it on, I was like, "Oh, this is so cute! Just a little something to throw on when you're going out the house for the ladies." And what it is this a young lady named Christiana. She sells these hats. She's 17. So if you like this, we want to try to support y'all. You know what I mean? A little cute something. It's a knit hat. She makes them herself. She gathers all the fabric and everything. Just a cool little idea. We got to support our kids and what they do.
Yeah, man. Inbox us, man. Inbox
Yeah.
Tiana White on Facebook. You can hit us up on the
Church
UNC
ladies.
podcast. You can
Yes.
also, man, check her out on YouTube, man. Y'all gotta check out them church lady reviews, man, cause they mean, man. She funny too, man. I'm telling you, man. She be. I wouldn't want
I
her to
be
do no
trying,
review
y'all.
in my. I don't want you to do no review in my church. Mm-mm. Nope. We ain't doing that. I don't want you to
Why?
get no review in my church, man. Cause you be cutting up, man. You be acting up. You be acting a fool, but I
Cause
love it,
y'all
man.
church folks be acting crazy,
Hey,
man. I
she
done
be
had
telling it
somebody
like
come
it
up to me,
is.
put their hand in my camera, like, "Ma'am, I'm not recording you. I'm
Yeah,
not
man.
recording you,
No,
ma'am."
I'm doing a review. Let's do this, man.
All
Let's
right,
make it
now I gotta
happen.
put your hand in my review.
Hey, she got to get it, man. She got to get it. Hey, but
Yes,
this has been a great show.
yes, it
I'm
has.
Isaac, aka the Iceman. That's my wonderful co-host Tiana, Church Lady White. If ain't nobody tell you they love you today on the Under No Conditions podcast, we here at UNK. We love you, and
We
we
love
out.
you. Bye.